You won't believe what really went on behind the scenes of one of TV's funniest shows. Hogan's Heroes had us laughing with its wild antics and clever prisoners outwitting clueless Nazis. But when the cameras stopped rolling, the cast's real lives were filled with heartbreak, mystery, and unimaginable pain. From unsolved murders to haunted Holocaust memories, the truth is darker than you'd ever expect. Ready to go beyond the laughs and into the lives they left behind? Let's dive in. Bob Crane was the charming Colonel Hogan, the brains of the operation at Stalag 13. On screen, he was smooth, smart, and always one step ahead. But off-screen, Crane's life spiraled into something far more tragic. He had been a drummer and a popular radio DJ before landing Hogan's Heroes at age 37, a role that skyrocketed him to fame. But when the show ended, the offers dried up, and his once bright star faded. His marriage crumbled. His second, to co-star Sigrid Valdis, who played Hilda, was troubled, and they separated not long before his death. And here's where things take a dark turn. Bob developed a disturbing obsession with videotaping his sexual encounters, often with the help of a friend named John Henry Carpenter. What started as a private hobby turned into a toxic spiral that isolated him from Hollywood. Then, in 1978, while on tour with a play, Bob was found bludgeoned to death in his apartment. The case remains unsolved. Carpenter was arrested, but acquitted. Suspicion lingered, and the public was never given answers. Bob was just 49. Werner Klemperer made Colonel Clink unforgettable with his clueless pomposity and nervous charm. But few people knew that behind the bumbling act was a man who had fled Nazi Germany as a child. Born in Cologne, he escaped with his family in 1933 and carried the weight of that trauma for the rest of his life. Though he found fame with 2 Emmys and a respected career on Broadway, his personal life was rocky. 3 marriages, each ending in pain. He finally found stability later in life with his partner Kim Hamilton. Despite the laughs he gave us, Klemperer battled deep anxiety and loneliness. He died in 2000 from lung cancer at age 80, the result of a lifetime of smoking. And who could forget Sergeant Schultz? "I see nothing, I hear nothing," became iconic thanks to John Banner. But did you know Banner was Jewish and had fled Austria in 1938 just before the Nazis took control? Tragically, many of his family didn't survive. Though he joined the US Air Force and made America his home, the ghosts of the Holocaust never left him. He played Nazi roles out of necessity, not comfort, and he never really escaped the sorrow of his past. He died on his 63rd birthday in Vienna, a city full of memories, from a sudden aneurysm. Robert Clary, the energetic Corporal LeBeau, had perhaps the most haunting past of them all. Born in Paris, he was just 16 when the Nazis deported him to a concentration camp. 10 of his 14 siblings were murdered. To survive, he sang for SS guards. Every day was a gamble between life and death. But he survived, moved to America, and poured himself into performance. Hogan's Heroes brought him fame, but also questions. He had to remind people constantly, "We were prisoners of war, not Holocaust victims. There's a difference." After his wife passed away, Clary devoted himself to Holocaust education. He lived to 96, passing away in 2022, one of the last living links to that unimaginable chapter of history. Richard Dawson made Corporal Newkirk the show's charming British rogue. He later became a TV staple as the host of Family Feud, always planting kisses on contestants, which, yeah, raised some eyebrows even back then. But Dawson's early life was far from glitzy. As a child, he was evacuated during World War II. At 14, he ran away to join the Merchant Navy. Fame found him, but happiness took longer. His first marriage ended in heartbreak. He eventually found peace with his second wife and daughter later in life. Dawson died in 2012 at age 79 after a battle with cancer. Ivan Dixon, who played Kinchloy, wasn't just a character, he was a symbol of progress. As one of the few black actors with a steady role in a major show during the 60s, Dixon fought to be seen. He faced racism on and off set, and eventually left the show to direct, seeking more meaningful representation. His film The Spook Who Sat by the Door was so politically charged it was pulled from theaters. Dixon kept fighting for justice through art. He died in 2008 at 76 after a battle with kidney failure. Then there was Larry Hovis as Sergeant Carter, the lovable explosives expert. He started as a singer and made people laugh with his boyish energy. But his career never hit the same heights again. He tried producing, but struggled, especially with the controversial Totally Hidden video. Later in life, he taught acting and stayed out of the limelight. He died of cancer in 2003 at just 67. Sigrid Valdis, who played Hilda and married Bob Crane, saw her world fall apart after his murder. The public scrutiny, the trauma, it drove her out of show business. She focused on raising her child in peace, staying out of the headlines. She died in 2007 after a battle with lung cancer. Leon Askin, General Burkhalter, had a past marked by horror. Beaten by the SS, he fled Austria while his parents were murdered in Treblinka. After serving in the US military, he became a character actor in Hollywood. He never forgot where he came from. Askin died in 2005 at age 97, his life a testament to survival. Howard Kane, who played the cold-hearted Gestapo officer Hochstetter, was actually a sweet musical soul. Born Howard Cohen, he served in the Navy and loved folk music. He won awards for his banjo playing. But his life ended suddenly in 1993 from a heart attack. Cynthia Lynn, the original Helga, fled Latvia as a child refugee. After just one season on Hogan's Heroes, she faded from the spotlight. Rumors swirled about affairs, including one with Marlon Brando. She died in 2014 from complications of hepatitis. Bernard Fox, Colonel Crittenden, made a career out of playing delightfully daft characters. He was in Titanic, The Mummy, and Bewitched. But behind the charm was an aging actor quietly stepping away from the stage. He passed in 2016 of heart failure. Walter Janowitz, the kind-hearted Schnitzer, fled the war and found safety in America, but never found stardom. He passed away quietly in 1997 at age 84. And Arlene Martell, the fearless tiger, appeared everywhere, from Star Trek to Mission Impossible. Her versatility made her unforgettable, but she never landed a leading role. She died in 2014 after years battling cancer, always showing up for fans until the very end. Finally, Kenneth Washington, who joined in the last season as Sergeant Baker, is still with us. Now in his late 70s, he lives a quiet life away from the spotlight, one of the last voices left from a cast that gave so much joy and carried so much pain. From laughter on the surface to tragedy behind the curtain, Hogan's Heroes was more than just a sitcom. It was a collection of survivors, dreamers, and wounded hearts trying to make people smile while healing from their own scars. Which story touched you the most? Let us know. And if you're into these behind-the-scenes deep dives, hit that like button and subscribe for more true stories from Hollywood's past. See you in the next one.